Why this topic has come up, I would just introduce a few things. Since we are into predictive homeopathy, there are many things which we have learned from the basics. Sir has really bridged over between the basics of the science, advancement of the science in today's world, to what predictive homeopathy today can imply to the patients who are coming to your doorstep. So this is a sincere attempt because we have already taken evolutionary embryology into the last lecture. I hope that topic was very clear to you all, and all that I have delivered to you have been understood by you all and started implying into your practice. Again, this is a very basic topic, though people find it very theoretical, but I find it that this is the most important topic because this is the base on which the other methods of predictive homeopathy depend upon. So hence importance of fetal development has to be understood. I'm not going to take complete development into details what you have been taught, but yes, as time permits, I will explain few things which have been not understood by people. So why fetal development? Because we are into predictive homeopathy, and this is also I'll show what Hahnemann sir has also said about fetal development and how it is important into our day-to-day life. So hereby I'm presenting my gratitude to our Grand Master, Dr. Prafull Samuel Hahnemann, sir, the Divine Master who has brought. See, the science was there; it was hidden inside, but this is the Master who has brought it to the world. And since it's been 2 years that we lost the heavenly body of Sir, but divinely he's still connected to us, and I can feel his presence every part of my life. Very difficult to say in words, but I can feel him. And it is Sir's word that eyes cannot see what mind does not perceive. So this knowledge of embryology was there with us since ages, and still we could not perceive the intricacies, the importance, unless and until it was taught to us through our grandmaster, Dr. Vijayakar sir. So definitely this journey is very hard. We can say you find that it is really very difficult to climb this step. But as the days are passing, as we are getting results, the way we are going towards perfection, the more hard work we have, the more failures we'll have. The more failures we'll have, we have to learn from the experiences. And if we are very loyal and persistent into our practice towards homeopathy, I think that we will be able to excel and reach the top of the mountain. And going to that height gives you that sense of pleasure and blissful moments. But this is only possible if you are dedicated, devoted, and working hard towards homeopathy. Yes, we must be sacrificing few things from the material world, but since we are into the immaterial world of homeopathy, these compromises will always pay you off in future. So friends, don't feel that your life is tough, don't feel that you are giving some precious things of your body, of your life, and you have to struggle a lot. But once you achieve the peak, you will be the most happiest person, having that content in mind that you have given something to the divine, to the humanity, and your life is not in vain. So going ahead, yes, this is very tedious task. People get scared कि predictive homeopathy or embryology is very difficult to understand, and they just run away from the topic. But still, I will make the topic very easy so you understand everything from every corner. So going ahead, what Hahnemann sir has said into his aphorism. So why we need to understand evolution, why we need to understand embryology, why we need to understand uh, this aspect of science, because we are homeopaths. People ask us, we are homeopaths, what is the need of embryology, what is the need of genetics, what is the need of today's science? So I say to them, yes, if you have to understand evolution, you have to understand embryology first. If you want to understand anatomy today, you have to understand how we have developed. And when you know what parts you are playing with, what body you are playing with, the physical constitution in your hands. Only then you will understand the organs, the tissue, how the whole structure is being built up. And if you have that, you will be better into materia medica. You can select the rubrics very well, because you know the miasmatic approach. You will understand what disease, seat of the disease, what tissue it has affected, what tissue affinity of the remedy itself, and the pathogenicity of the medicine, along with the constitution which is getting affected. So, disease development, since we are students of Prafull Vijayakar sir, and he has made homeopathy as very scientific, he has given the scientificity to homeopathy. So he has made us understand that homeopathy is not only a science, but it's like mathematics. So he has blessed us with Hering's law of cure and theory of suppression. So if you have to understand theory of suppression, you have to understand Hering's law. The basic to understand that and imply to your practice is based upon the knowledge of embryology, the knowledge of pathology, the knowledge of anatomy and physiology. Unless and until you understand those basics, you won't go ahead. So this is the need to study embryology right now, since we are studying this topic. So going ahead, what Hahnemann sir talks about embryology, what Hahnemann sir has talked about genetics. So this is aphorism number 81, where he has mentioned. I have previously also explained this aphorism, but this the fact is that this extremely uh, ancient infecting agent. So this infecting agent is not only implied to the miasms, but also the genes what have been passing through millions and trillions of years. In evolutionary embryology, we have seen the significance of how we have been evolving through these millions of years, and those information are being encoded, they are kept preserved into our genes, and they are getting inherited, being transferred from one generation to another, from one species to another species. So the experiences, the time travel, whatever we have done in this human evolution, has been given and blessed to us all through the parts of life. So it is conceivable how it can now display such innumerable morbid forms in the great family of mankind. So that is what Hahnemann sir says. Ki this is not something which we are seeing today is the result of present moment, but this has passed through millions and billion years of evolution, and what we are seeing as a great family of mankind is a result of all these innumerable morbid forms, particularly when we consider number of circumstances, because every circumstance is contributing to the production of great varieties of chronic diseases. So these diseases are also evolving, as we are seeing today in today's world. Also we are facing many different variants, mutations, and different viruses, different diseases, which are really evolving over a period of time, and we can see the changes which are there. Besides the indescribable diversity of men in respect of their congenital corporeal constitution. So here he talks about individualization. What he says ki in spite of so much of diversity, we may be belonging to different castes, different population, different continents of this world. Still, we are at a level, we are all human beings having certain corporeal constitution. That is, we have a certain makeup, we have our certain behavior which is acquired by our species. So he is talking everything about evolution. He is talking everything. Though we may be belonging to all diversities, but still we stand as a human being. So that it is no wonder if such variety of injuries, agencies acting from within and from without, and sometimes continually. So this is the part where he's talking about the miasms, how miasms are affecting and how they are getting transformed from one person to the another on such a variety of organism permeated with the soric miasm. So don't take the soric miasm as only a miasmatic influence, but they are take it in a broader aspect, should produce an innumerable variety of defects injuries, derangements, and sufferings which have hitherto been treated of in the old pathological works under a number of special names as diseases of an independent character. So, here in this aphorism, he has talked about genetics, he has talked about evolution, he has talked about how we are similar uh, as a species, what are the diversities, but still we stand as a human constitution, importance of these diseases which are getting transferred from one generation to the another, and how these miasms affect the whole constitution and why we are suffering. And then he has also given importance to individualization when he talks about we are labeling diseases as by different names, but when we see it as an individualization, we find that diseases are not part of the body, but we have to treat individual as a whole constitution. So here we can understand why we need to understand embryology, why we need to study pathology, why we need to study histology. So yes, in olden days all these subjects were not given importance, but since we are students of Bade Sir, we have to give importance to all these sciences. Aphorism number 164. This is a very beautiful aphorism because when we talk about embryology, only in predictive homeopathy, I have seen through Hope for Hopeless camps where importance of a mother's pregnancy history is given to us. And in us, in our practice, we have given so much of importance to pregnancy history. And I would always wonder that why sir gives such a lot of stress to all these histories. So sir was a person who would never speak a single word without the base of organon, and I found the answer in aphorism footnote 164, where the importance of maternal pregnancy history is being mentioned, because here he says that the power of medicines acting upon the infant through the milk of the mother or wet nurse is wonderfully helpful. Every disease in a child yields to a rightly chosen homeopathic medicine given in moderate doses to the nursing mother and so administered is more easily and certainly utilized by new world citizen than is possible in later years. So he's telling about the power of milk, the power of lactating mother. So what wet nurses means, the mother who is lactating the child. So every disease in a child yields to the rightly chosen homeopathic medicine given in moderate doses to the nursing mother. See the wonder of homeopathy. If you give a rightly selected medicine even through the mother's milk, that is, if you give the mother a medicine, it is administered to the child in more easily and certainly utilized by the new world citizen than is possible in later years. Since most infants usually have imparted to them sora through the milk of the nurse, if they do not already possess it through hereditary from the mother. That is the key point I would like to address today here. Like when we are treating infants, we are treating kids who are dependent upon mother's milk. Friends, if you are taking a child 3 months old, 6 months old, I will tell you every cause is not in the child, but the cause is being transferred from the mother to the child. We have a remedy. When the mother feeds the child in prank of anger, she is in frustration and she is nursing the child, and then the child comes up with cramps, colics, the medicine is chamomilla, right? So this is what we have seen as an example day in day out. So the effect of whatever the child is suffering is directly correlated what emotions the mother is passing through while she is nursing the child. If she has anger, she has grief, she has whatever. So history of mother during pregnancy and history of mother as a lactating woman, what has happened to the maternal emotions while she was feeding the child. If the child is coming to you and he is completely dependent upon mother, so why mother's history has to be taken is very well explained to us through this aphorism. So they may be at same time protected antisorically by means of the milk of the nurse rendered medicinally in this manner. That is, you can give mother's milk, through mother's milk also you can give the right remedy to the child. But the case of mothers in their pregnancy by means of a mild antisoric remedy. See, this is the prospective view what Hahnemann sir has already mentioned way back 250 years. So he says ki if you are treating a pregnant lady, so there also the role of homeopathy start. He has talked about sulfur because at those times sulfur was considered as one of the greatest antisoric remedy. Sound क्या क्या? Dynam with sulfur, dynamizations prepared according to the direction in this edition is indispensable in order to destroy the sora, that producer of most chronic disease, which is given them hereditarily. That means even the diseases are being transferred from the mother to the child hereditarily, so destroyed both within themselves and in the fetus, thereby protecting posterity in advance. So what does this mean? So this aphorism talks about that if the preventive aspect of homeopathy, the prospective aspect of homeopathy, that if you feel you have to give a birth to a child who should be stronger, who should be free of diseases, if a right constitutional dose is given to mother, what he talks about antistoric is what we talk about GCS. If a right antistoric treatment is given to the mother, we can protect the child. So this is what we are implying in today's world also, that when we take a right history, we go back to the days where why the child is suffering. We take the cause from the mother. We take the cause way back, why this mother, what emotion this mother has passed through, what has caused this genetic disorder in this child. So that was a retrospective study, importance of mother's pregnancy history when we are taking cases. And I would last time also we have discussed it very clearly, importance of taking maternal history, importance of taking in all hope for hopeless cases, in all genetic disorders, and I would say all mutational disorders, even if the child is coming to you after 10 years, after 12 years, but if it is a mutational disorder, don't uh, forget taking pregnancy history. So this aphorism stresses upon the all everything, importance of lactation, importance of emotion, what mother is passing through during pregnancy, during lactation, because the environment in which this child is born, the environment in which the child is taking birth, everything matters a lot. Everything matters a lot during the whole course of period of 9 months and even after delivery. So this is true that pregnant women thus treated, they gave given birth to children usually more healthy and strong, to the astonishment of everybody. So, see what Hahnemann sir could give is the result, because science was not advanced at that time through microscope, what we study today, but still at the result point of, he says ki homeopathy can give a better generation. So, just imagine when we give this as a constitutional dose, we will have a stronger and a healthier generation ahead, a new confirmation to the great truth of the Sora theory discovered by me. So Hahnemann sir was so confident over here that this is a confirmation. He never said that this is an assumption, but he was so confirmed that this is the greatest truth of Sora, and this theory is going to be a mind blowing and a new prospective study, a new vision to what medical science will be in advanced ages. That time humankind was suffering, patients were maltreated, they were given lot of malpractices were present, but our divine science, which believes in rapid, permanent, and gentle cure, and see the depth of knowledge what Hahnemann sir could share to us, and this is mentioned in aphorism number 164 footnote. So, in short, we are talking about preventive aspect. We are talking about the neurotransmitters because the emotions which are crossing the placental barrier can affect the fetal growth, and we are talking about that fetus is completely dependent on the mother. So, the environment of the mother plays a very important role in the journey of this child, right from the ovulation, fertilization to the childbirth. And even after the birth, the lactating mother gives an important plays an important role in the child. So even that time you have to take the history again and again. I'm banging it to the head because people do forget it and we miss the case. So emotion of the mother affects the child directly. So when we are talking about human embryo, so, we are talking about nature and nurture theory. We are talking here about the seed which is sown to the soil and the tree which is going to bloom. So, we are talking about the whole environment the child is passing through. We are talking about the whole journey. Not only, I'm not talking only when the seed has germinated and the tree grows up, but the right soil, the right environment, the right season, the right situation, everything plays an important role so that we get a marvelous effect in future. So when we are understanding the whole journey of this fetus from the day one, starting from the ovum to the birth of the child, every time phase, every day, every moment carries a value. Every emotion the mother is passing through carries a value. You just have to be vigilant enough, you have to inquire to that depth. So when we talk about our whole organ, tissues, everything, the whole human body is a perfectly planned, beautiful machine. So when we are talking about human body, nothing is unscientific, nothing is non-mathematical. Everything is mathematical. Every time is decided, every minute is decided over a period of time. You will never say कि my mother took 9 months of pregnancy to deliver me and my nanny used to take 12 months, and in those ages it used to be 12, 13, 14 months to deliver a child, and now we are into an digital world where we can deliver a child in 6 months. No, no, this is not possible. Even if we are evolving, there might be changes at certain level over the constitution at the tissue level, but the time decided to deliver the child is somewhere somewhat the same. Few days here and there is okay, but still the plan is perfect, and we are just like a machine where everything has to be in order. If it is not in order, then it is not normal, it becomes abnormal. You cannot say ki we are Asian, so our nose is here, our ears is here. This is what Hahnemann sir has said in aphorism number 81. Though we belong to varieties, but still as a constitution, we belong to the same genetic species of human being. So as a human being, whatever you belong, you have a certain structure. Every structure over here is defined on the basis of the function. If you have a function, like I'll give you an example over here. Every tissue of the body, every each and every single cell is there in the body with certain need and with certain function. Every need will give result to the organ and tissue which is developing. Like we have talked about the seed, right? If you have to grow a mango tree, you will never sow a seed of banyan tree, right? Because you want the result is mango. So if you want a mango tree, you have to sow the seed of mango, right? You cannot sow the seed of banyan tree and you demand a mango tree. That is not possible. So whatever the nature, the need versus demand. Everywhere that need versus demand is playing a role. Whatever the need, the demand will be supplied. Whatever the need, the demand will be supplied. If I need a constitution, if mother wants that my child has to be a very strong child, if mother says that no, the world is very hard, so you have to be a very ardent follower, you have to be industrious, you have to be a very strong person who can fight back, the mother will give birth to a constitution who is very tough, who is very hard with metal qualities, because that constitution is being sown by mother. The need was, mother said ki you have to be very strong enough. If the mother during the pregnancy has undergone lot of pain, where her mind was not being used, she was not given importance during the pregnancy, then the mother will say there is no need of mind, there is no need of mind. So if there is no need of mind, the mother will give birth to the child who is mentally retarded, who has microcephaly, who has no brain, or whatever it is possible. So sir would always say over at this point is ki this need versus what is the product is the most important link. The journey can be anything, like again I'll take an example over here. Like the mother has faced a consequence where she was being devalued, she was not being heard by the parents, she was not being given a loving care during pregnancy, and she was not being valued by husband, she was not being valued by the family members, and she was like ki, there is no importance of my intellect. So what command she will give to the child is no, brain has to develop. So what she will do is, the result will be the child will be born with microcephaly, or child will be born with no brains. The result is a mentally retarded child. The cause, the pathology can be variant. The journey can be variant. But everything is being decided, being planned. Everything is given importance to mother, because after all, everything starts as a journey from the mother and to the development of the fetus. So as we all know, key this whole process, when I'm talking about need versus demand, the womb is actually a luxury compartment. I always call this as a luxury compartment for the child. And I always love this picture, because here we can see the way the clarity is, and the child is lying down in the womb with such a peace and solace. So everything is developing according to the need versus demand. If the mother has the need that I should have a very healthy child, everything is in health, everything is in love, everything is with compassion, and everything is in uh, correlation with the environment, with nature, the healthy child will be born, extremely healthy child with a normal intellect, normal brain functions, and everything will be normal. So we are talking about need versus demand. So what the need is, the demand will be supplied that ways. So when we are talking about this journey, so let us talk about in a few words that how our journey starts. So we all know that during the process of fertilization, there are it's a competition between millions of sperm, millions and millions of sperm, and out of which only a single sperm succeeds to this competition. So when you are talking about yourself, those people who talk and devalue themselves, please remember this, that you are the result of a tough competition, the tough fight which these million of sperms had, and only one could succeed to bring you up to this world, and only one sperm could penetrate inside and could bring this wonderful human evolution or the human birth which you are today. So whenever you are failing in your life, or you are not facing something, you are facing hardship, remember that what struggle you must have had during that first competition of this life. So our journey started with this tough competition, but still we succeeded. And this was the fertilization time, uh, where a single sperm tries to penetrate inside the ovum and the fertilization takes place. And this is again a luxury apartment, because I'll tell you, this time when conception is taking place, see, try to take this into another aspect which you must have never thought out. When people talk to you and they come to you talking about this period of conception, that what is happening inside, even if the parents are planning, they want a child into the womb to come up, they are planning of pregnancy, they are planning, every plans do fail. It is the mother nature who has blessed us, that the plan is in her hands. They have not given everything to us, though we can do our karmas, but we cannot change. This is the most beautiful example where we can understand that though the parents want that they should conceive, they want the offspring to come up, the desire to procreate, the desire to progenate, but still it is not in our hand. We cannot decide, because this is all super super duper, I will say, secret plan which is going ahead in our body, and the mother is also unaware of it. You cannot even judge that this whole process is going inside you. Not even, matlab, I have not gone, matlab, I have seen so many ladies, but I have asked during pregnancy, but this is the time period the mother is also not aware of ki what is going inside. So this process is super duper, I will say, super plan, and nothing is in your hands. So the egg moves towards the fallopian tube, that is the fimbral end, and even the millions of sperm, only few sperm are able to reach to the fallopian tube where the fertilization takes place. And that is around the 14th day where ovulation takes place. So that is the part of the time period. Technically, I won't go to it.